Hey there. Welcome to Marketing the 912. I'm your host, Jan Southern. I am the owner of DelSUR Marketing Group and the publisher of Pooler Magazine, Effingham Magazine, and Bryan County Magazine. So today I want to talk to you about an ever-changing landscape of marketing. What I love about my career that I've built over 35 years is that marketing never stays the same. Constantly evolving. We can't do the things we were doing yesterday and expect them to still work. And it's just a fascinating industry that I absolutely love. And I do work with a lot of local businesses through our magazines, through our marketing company. And there's a common theme. You know, we're all we're running our businesses, and there's not enough time in the day to know everything there is to know about marketing and other things. But marketing is such an important part of our business. It's almost like it's just as important as your accounting and your paying your taxes, and your HR, hiring people. It's a critical function of your business. And we need to really, I can't stress enough how much it's important to focus on it. But yet it's hard to keep up with all the technology and all the things changing. So we love that. We love this part of our industry. And so I want to share some things that I've observed and that we've learned over the past year or so with the use of AI and just how it's changed our marketing. So I did a presentation recently to a chamber of commerce, and I'm going to share my screen. So today we're going to talk about, what's changed. And we all are using AI. So I'm not, this isn't about, have AI write your emails and make make your grammar better. Way beyond that. How has it changed the way that we use the tools and the way that we market our businesses? How can you be sure that your customers are finding you now? Because AI visibility, showing up in the AI results, the AI inquiries are really important. But, a year ago, if you've had everything set up correctly a year ago, things have changed. So we're going to talk about that. Talk about the customer journey. So making sure you understand how your customers come to you eventually, how they find you. What's changed with social media recently and the role that your website plays in your business today versus a year ago. And then don't worry. I know it's always very overwhelming, but you're going to walk away with a couple of steps, of simple action steps that you can take today to make sure that you're set up for success. So when I talk about AI, we're using AI tools like never before. I see a lot of content out there from people who didn't post before. Things are written really well, graphics are created, and we're all, using AI so much. And that's wonderful. But if our marketing wasn't really clear before, AI is really not going to fix that. It's just going to magnify the weaknesses in the marketing. So it comes down to, again, that we need to have a solid marketing plan where we really understand our target audience and we understand what they're interested in, and have some goals set up, have brand identity, brand pillars set up. So we really understand what we're trying to portray to our customers, to our potential customers. And there's some things now that need to be tweaked so that AI will find you, find your business. And these are the things we're going to talk about. So for instance, if your Google business profile is unclear, maybe it hasn't been active in a while, you haven't updated it in a while, it's not really clear what you do and what your purpose is, those AI tools are going to just skip over you. You're not going to show up when a customer is searching for things similar to your business. If your reviews are vague, so if the reviews are kind of maybe sound like somebody who just did you a favor and posted a Google review, AI won't be able to describe you to your potential customer. If your website is plain or confusing, AI is not going to know who you are or who you serve. And so it's going to skip right over you in terms of those results. So I see a lot of websites that are created in-house, and maybe you use Wix or different tools like that. And the website doesn't have any distinguishing characteristics that make that make your brand stand out. That is really important now. And also, it has to be really clear who you serve. What is the purpose of your website? What is the purpose of your company? That has to be really clear on your website. I would tell you probably 2 years ago, websites were kind of questionable whether how important they were in certain industries, right? Social media was the place, especially really small businesses could kind of get away with maybe a Google business profile and a Facebook page. This is no longer the case. AI is going to be using your website to define you, to show you, to inform, and then for you to be seen as a credible resource for the tools to use you to show up to people that are interested in your type of product. So the websites from even a year ago need to be tweaked for AI visibility. And we've been doing this really well for a lot of our clients. And there's some tools and there's some techniques to make this work. And super important. I can't stress that enough. So having your website set up so that AI understands who you are, who you serve, and can clearly communicate that in its results to the people looking for similar services. So again, the marketing maybe didn't fail, but there needs to be clarity now more than ever. So there's a simple framework to this that we can focus on. Now, there's a lot of other ways this can get very complex, but I just want you to think about this simple framework right now. You need to be found. So this again, with the AI tools, how can they find you? Then they will look to see if you're trusted. Does the person feel comfortable with your brand? They understand who you are, and they feel like maybe they can start to trust you. Then once they choose you, what's the next step? Is it clear? Is it understandable what the next step is as a call to action? Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to fill out a form? Do you want them to reply? Do you want them to email you? This is basic fundamentals of marketing. And so we're talking about it from that point of view, but we're also talking about it from, the AI, the Gemini, the ChatGPT. It needs to see you in this way as well. So how can they find you? Can they trust you? And what is the next step that you want them to take with your business? So typically, Google is kind of your front door. If people it depends on your business, but there's people that are going to find you based on looking on Google. So if you're running ads, this might not be as true. Like if you're doing print ads, you're doing TV, streaming TV, you're running ads on social media, this might not be true. But generally, service-based businesses, especially, somewhere along the line, people are going to go to Google to look for you. So, or they're going to go into the AI tools and find you that way. Either way, your Google business profile needs to be up to date. So it matters because AI didn't replace Google, but it made it smarter. So AI is going to pull from trusted data. Like I said, Google feeds AI answers. So however Google is going to evolve over time and how AI is going to evolve over time, I think we're going to see more paid options in the AI tools because they have to figure out how to make money. Right now, though, Google feeds AI its answers. So weak profiles in Google get skipped. So these are the things that actually matter on Google. So forget the fluff, forget the salesy language. Focus on, are you in the correct category? Do you have real photos, legitimate real photos on your profile? Do you have a picture of the front of your building? Maybe there's some pictures of your staff, things that are real, genuine, okay? Consistent reviews. Are they good, descriptive reviews? And then also signs of activity. I know a lot of us, we create our Google business profile when we open our business and we barely touch it from then on. And that's just going to hurt you in this new era. So when we manage quite a few businesses' social media, we post the content for them. And in that work, we automatically include updates to their Google business profile because Google, it needs to be active. Okay. So always remember to keep it active. So make sure you're in the correct category for your type of business. Make sure you're updating photos, adding posts once in a while, having consistent reviews, and again, keeping it active. So here's some things with your Google business profile that you can do right now. So make sure you have one primary category and maybe two secondary categories max. But just make sure you're in the right category for your type of business. Add 5 to 10 real photos per quarter. This is not hard to do. If you have a marketing plan and you have a schedule and you have built a content calendar for your marketing, updating photos regularly should not be, difficult to do. And then try to get one new review per week. And there's some techniques that you can use to easily get reviews from people. If you would like extra help with that or some guidance on that, please don't hesitate to call me or email me. I can help you with that. So now we'll talk about social media. So I've said this before, social media now isn't really social. It's interest media. The algorithms are such that it shows you content that it thinks you're going to be interested in. So I always tell our clients now, it doesn't matter how many followers you have on social. It matters who your posts reach, how many people you reach. So it could be outside of the people that follow you. And that's what we focus on. We want to get our clients' posts in front of as many people as possible and the types of people that are most likely to buy from them. That's the technique with social media now. And you don't need to go viral, but you need to feel familiar to the people that see your posts. It needs to feel safe, and it needs to feel real. So not highly produced, certainly not cartoon animated graphics from AI. That's fun. That's a little bit fun, but your clients want to see real people, real examples of what your brand represents. Now more than ever, your brand is very important. How you distinguish yourself from others is the most important thing that you can focus on with marketing. Not how many times you post per week. That's important, but what are you posting? The quality of your posts and how it resonates with the people you want it to reach. Okay, so we talk a lot with our clients about brand pillars. So I see a lot of people posting and not having a real purpose behind it. And I get it. I mean, it is overwhelming, and there's pressure for us to post to social media because it reaches our clients, right? It reaches our customers. But if you can focus and keep it simple for right now, keep it simple and think about 3 types of posts that work. Proof that you're good at what you do, proof that you have something that works for the client, your process. So sometimes behind the scenes posts, so they can feel the real you, the real business. If you're a real estate agency, have some posts about the behind the scenes, the work that goes into the products that you produce or the services that you offer. And then personality, make sure that the company's personality is coming through, the brand personality is coming through. If you're a one-man shop or one-person shop, then your personal personality needs to come through. If the company has a culture, that needs to come through in your content. So proof that you're good, what your process is to get there, and your personality. So again, lots more to cover in terms of social media, but if you want to just start here, these are the things to focus on. And these are the things that are going to make you distinct, and it's going to make you interesting and useful. And AI is going to use you as a result when people are looking for content similar to yours. So another thing to think about is the 6-post test to double check if you're doing this right. If someone saw the last 6 posts on your social media account, would they know what you do? Would they trust you? And would they know how to get started with you? And I can guarantee that half of us or more, and I'm being generous, get this wrong. The last 6 posts, what would they know what you do? Can they trust you? And would they know how to get started with you? What's the next step? So think about that. If you in your posts and in your content on your website everywhere, think about these things so that you're thinking about it from the customer's point of view, not from our point of view. And I've talked about that many, many times. Why should they care? It's got to be about the customer, not about us. So always thinking about everything that you do in the lens of the customer. How are they seeing it? What's in it for them? Why should they trust you? So make sure that kind of content is out there for your business. So thinking about your website. Now, again, I get excited about this because I have seen some tremendous results with some of our clients in terms of AI visibility. And again, websites are different now. There's a different purpose or a enhanced purpose for our websites now with AI. So again, if your website is boring, plain, generic, has a lot of generic content, or it's confusing, too busy, a lot of moving parts, not structured well, AI is going to ignore you and your clients are going to be confused and they're going to jump right off of your website and not go there. So think about this 5-second test. Can visitors answer these things fast? What do you do? Who is it for? And what should I do next? You notice how that's very similar to what we said about social media. What do you do? Who is it for? And what should I do next? If you get these things right, you will show up in AI results. So some non-negotiables for small business website design: a clear headline, no catchy slogans, a phone number that shows up on mobile. So always make sure everything on your website is mobile compatible, but make sure that phone number shows up on your mobile. One main call to action. So not too many, get a free quote, call us today, none of that. One clear call to action. And then proof that you should be trusted kind of at the top. So what do you do? Who do you do it for? Why should you be trusted? And the trust factor should be at the top. So if you've got the number one roofer in Effingham County, that should be at the top. Of course, you're going to have to prove how you're the number one down below, but that should be somewhere towards the top. And that's really thinking about it from a mobile device because that's how most of us are looking at content now and looking at websites. So having that information at the top. Just have to have those things on the website for you to be effective. It used to be that we wanted more flash on the websites. We wanted it to really be slick, have motion, lots of photos, lots of great things. People are just over that. They want to see exactly, they want to get there, find what they're looking for, figure out quickly if they can trust you and move on and either they're going to take action or they're going to jump off. And you want to capture them as soon as they get to your website. So how AI really affects you. So AI rewards clarity, not complexity. So keep it clear, keep it simple, be consistent. Oh gosh, this is such a big thing. I mean, I could do a whole hour on consistency with marketing, but be consistent. So from your social posts to your content on your website to your digital ads, your message about your business should be consistent, not boring, not exactly the same, but have the same clear intention. So it's clear, not complex, not confusing, use clear language and use real proof. So again, lots of AI content out there, what I call AI soup. It's just everybody's producing a lot of content, but is it real? Is it genuine to who you really are? I can't stress that enough. Just be genuine. Show a real human element to your marketing and to your branding, and it's going to make a huge difference. AI pulls from your entire digital ecosystem. So from your Google profile, from your website headlines, from your reviews and your social signals. So all of this needs to be consistent. And to make sure you're ready for AI. Hopefully you're already there, but I'm sure, we got a lot of things going on. So I'm keeping this really simple. Make sure your Google business profile is complete. make sure the reviews mention your services. So if you have multiple services, say you're a med spa, make sure the review mentions, oh, I had Botox services at X med spa and it was wonderful. So try to get your clients to be specific when they leave reviews. And again, we can talk about that another time, but if anybody needs help with that, just reach out to me. But that's the thing. Make sure the reviews mention your services. Make sure your website explains things clearly and show that social media shows real humans. And these are the things to maybe stop doing. So stop chasing platforms. I was talking with a client the other day who was really adamant that they needed to be on TikTok. Love TikTok. I'm on it all the time. But for this client, we had to talk about who your audience is. Is your audience using TikTok for the purpose of finding services like yours? So sometimes we're on TikTok for entertainment. We're not in the middle of looking for a home, or we're not thinking about a lawyer at that moment. So think about the platform that's where your clients are, where your prospective clients are, and focus on those platforms. And you don't have to be on all of them either. I mean, even if your client is on all of them, you don't have to be on all of them. You just have to pick some that you think are going to be the most effective and do that first and perfect that before you go on to the next platform. Also, posting without purpose. So we all feel the need to post all the time. We do, honestly. But if you just post something that doesn't have a purpose, that doesn't communicate what needs to be communicated to the prospective client, it's just a waste. It's just a waste of time and it's just contributing to the noise that's out there on social media. And then paying for ads too early. We see a lot of times where a client is really ready to do some paid social media advertising, which is extremely effective, but they don't have their profiles set up correctly. Their profiles aren't optimized for search and for AI. And then the website isn't ready, to handle an inquiry or someone who found them on social, then went to the website to check out more. We need to make sure that foundation is there organically before starting to run ads. Ads are very effective. It's just we want to make sure the foundation of your business is. It's like running an ad before your store is open, before you've got your furniture and your counter and your products in your store. Don't waste money on ads until all that foundation is set up. So ads are great. Don't do them too early. And then thinking marketing is broken. Gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a local business and they have gotten, they had somebody call them that said, oh, we can run Google ads for you. And they're spending thousands of dollars a year with this, or a month with this company that called them on the phone that told them that they're the best at Google ads. And the business didn't receive any good results from those Google ads. And so the business owner is now skeptical and doesn't want to do any marketing or doesn't want to pay for any marketing because they just think it doesn't work. Well, it's 9 times out of 10, it's either your message is not right, the tactic that you used, so the platform that you chose, like Google or anything like that, wasn't the right tactic for you to reach your target audience. Or it's just, not a really great understanding of your customer. And so marketing isn't broken. It's just misdirected, honestly. So I get this all the time. A majority of our business comes from people who have been burned by some outside company. And then they want to find somebody local that understands the South Georgia, South Carolina market and can help them with their business. So we get a lot of business from people who have been burned. But it's difficult because they're hesitant. They don't want to spend any more money. They don't want to spend any more time on something that they're not sure is going to work. But we have the answers for that. So what to do instead? Focus on visibility. This is where make sure you're going to show up in those AI results. Make sure that people understand that they can trust you. And then what is the call to action? So make sure they understand what to do next. And what I would say is try to fix one of these weak links at a time. A simple one would be action. In all of your marketing and all of your social media posting and all of your networking conversations, what do you want someone to do after they decide that they like you and they trust you? What do you want them to do? Make sure that's clear in all of your marketing, and just take that one step today and get that fixed. And then you can move on to the other things like trust and visibility. So again, I'd focus on just one or two things at a time because it is kind of overwhelming. So pick your weakest link in terms of your online presence. Maybe you could just today fix your Google business profile. Put some new photos up that maybe show a couple of people. Make sure you're in the right category. My gosh, are your hours correct on your Google business profile? I've had numerous instances where the hours haven't been updated in a year. And somebody goes to your business, and I told this story. One day I had to go somewhere and I wanted to stop in a coffee shop at 6:30 a.m. in this particular area of town. And I Googled them and I said, oh, great, they opened at 6. So I drove over there out of my way, and to get there at 6:30, they weren't open. They didn't open till 7. So somewhere along the line, they had changed their hours, but they didn't change their Google business profile. And that can be really annoying to a customer, right? And then I was afraid to ever go there early again, because what if they're not open? Or maybe they close, it says they close at 4, but maybe they closed at 3. So I'm not even going to bother going over that way, right? So maybe that's something that you can fix today. Or maybe you can really look at your website and make sure that your website is set up for AI visibility before you do anything else, because really that's the foundation of our businesses right now online. So if you need help with that, we have done, like I said, we've had great success with AI visibility, just making some tweaks to the content to make sure you're showing up locally and making sure you're showing up in those AI results. And if you ever need any help, our team is fabulous and can help. There's my cell number there at the bottom too, so feel free to call or text me, 318-8645, or you know where to find me online, jdelsurmarketing.com. Thanks very much.